Welcome to another recap and review for WandaVision. Today I'm talking about episode 3, which is entitled In Color. If you haven't seen this episode, go over to Disney Plus and watch it, and then come back here because I'm talking full spoilers. So, the first 2 episodes were fine, they were entertaining, they were fun. I saw what they were doing, I got most of the references. But I think episode 3 is where things really start to get interesting, and you got to see the layers kind of peel back from this illusion or whatever it is that Wanda is trapped in. So, this episode centers around Wanda's pregnancy. Last episode, we saw her randomly just become pregnant out of nowhere. And this episode, we see that, again, this pregnancy is not normal. And the baby, or as we soon to find out later, babies, are growing at a really fast rate to the point where they can't even track when these babies are going to be born. Vision thinks that these babies are going to be born within 3 days, but that same day, she goes into labor. As her pregnancy continues, Wanda's powers start to go out of whack. You start seeing random animals like a stork appear in the house, objects in the house start moving, the sink starts bubbling over, all kinds of crazy stuff happens as she gets closer to labor. I thought visually that was a really fun moment, just seeing all the chaos that was happening as this birth is coming. So while Wanda goes into labor, Vision runs off to find the doctor who was just with him. The doctor was about to go to vacation, but magically I think his car stopped working or something, so they couldn't leave for their vacation, and Vision was able to speed over to him. But while he's speeding off to go get the doctor, Wanda's left home with Geraldine, who comes over to visit to borrow a bucket, which was kind of weird and random. And Wanda's trying to hide her pregnancy because she doesn't want the rest of the world to know that she just magically became pregnant out of nowhere, right? But as Geraldine's walking around the house, talking to Wanda, telling her a story and all this stuff, Wanda's hiding her stomach, hiding her contractions. But then, of course, things start to get crazier, and eventually she does go into labor with Geraldine there. But we all know Geraldine's up to something else. So Geraldine ends up helping Wanda give birth to these babies, well, one of them, because Billy comes out first and they think it's over, and then when Vision comes in, the second one is born. So we have Billy and Tommy. I may have gotten the mix up, but you know what I mean. I think the one thing that really grabbed me about this episode after all of the crazy hijinks of Wanda's pregnancy is this moment with Geraldine and Wanda, and then this moment with Vision, Herb, and Agnes. So then Geraldine is with Wanda, and she brings up that it's so nice that they had twins, and then Wanda says, I had a twin, his name was Pietro. And then Geraldine says, and he was killed by Ultron, right? And then that's the moment where Wanda's like, wait a minute, who are you? And this is where I think the illusion starts to crumble a little bit. Earlier in the episode, there was a moment where Vision also started to pick up on something wrong, but then Wanda rewound time again like she did in the second episode, and then he completely forgot about it. But in this moment, Wanda realizes that Geraldine is not who she says she is, and then she notices the little emblem on her necklace, which is the sword logo. We've been seeing hints of it throughout the last few episodes, and this is the moment where we kind of get a full confirmation that there is some organization out there trying to save Wanda, who we assume is SWORD, this organization that kind of branched off S.H.I.E.L.D. And when Wanda realizes that, she boots Geraldine out of there. Like, at the end of the episode, she literally gets flung out of whatever this is. We still don't know what exactly it is, but it's some kind of illusion, some kind of reality shift. Geraldine gets shot out, but I think her real name is Monica, right? Monica Rambeau. She gets shot out, and she's like in the middle of a field, and all these cars and a helicopter surround her, and I assume these are SWORD agents. And then on the other side, we have Vision talking to Agnes and Herb, who also seem to know that there's something else going on. And you see they're hinting at saying something, but they just can't get it out. So I don't think these two are necessarily SWORD agents. I think there's something else going on between them, but they're definitely a part of this. They realize that this is all not real, and they were gonna tell Vision, but then he got interrupted. Another thing that was kind of suspicious was when Herb was basically sawing the wall. I don't know why he was doing that, but I have a feeling it has something to do with either him trying to break out of this trap they're in, or there's some other purpose to it. But it just seemed so weird and so random that I don't think it was just a coincidence. But I definitely think Agnes and Herb, and maybe a lot of other people in this town, know what's going on. We also saw Dottie say some suspicious stuff in the last episode, so I think the people that are around her in this town might be real people who, for some reason or another, are involved in this reality shift. Either they're SWORD agents or they're part of the force that's trying to keep Wanda there. But one thing that's certain in this episode is that Wanda does have substantial control over this reality. She was able to rewind time. She sent out Monica, aka Geraldine. She was able to cause her own pregnancy in a way. I guess that was her powers doing that. But it's interesting, and we're finally seeing in this episode that there's something bigger going on here, that there's more to this story, which we initially thought. When I watched the first couple of episodes, I came under the assumption that maybe something is happening to Wanda, that somebody's doing this to her. But after this episode, I'm starting to think maybe it's a mix. Maybe part of it is Wanda using her powers to deal with her grief of losing Vision, her brother, and all that stuff. But also, I think there's some malevolent force using Wanda's powers for some really crazy purpose, which we don't know yet, but there's definitely more than meets the eye. I am now a lot more intrigued. This episode grabbed me a lot more than the first two, and I am really looking forward to seeing them jump to other eras of television. This was the 70s, and so I'm sure the 80s are next, and the 90s and 2000s. It's gonna be fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing how all this ties together and what is really going on here. There was also another weird commercial. This one was for like a bath thing, and the title of it was Hydra, so it's obviously like Hydra, the organization. And one thing I didn't mention, well, one thing I kind of realized after I filmed my last video and watched those two episodes again, is that the first two commercials kind of dealt with something from Wanda's memory, the toaster kind of referencing the missile that killed her parents, and then the Strucker watch, which references Strucker, who was the man that gave Wanda and Pietro their powers. These commercials do seem to connect to Wanda's memories and maybe some traumatic moments from her past, so I am interested to see how these commercials develop and if they become a little more specific and a little less cryptic, because I definitely think there's some direct connections in these commercials to something else going on in the bigger picture. So, what did you think about this episode of WandaVision? Let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.